All right.
Okay. Freestyle. Hi, I'm Chantel Wesley, owner and operator of Distinguished Hair LLC. I'm a master loctician, master braider, master weaver. I've been doing hair full time for 20 years, and recently I began teaching. And I'm making a video for you on how to properly wash, detox, and clean and shampoo locks. I say all of that because we doing all of that. So let's get started right away. Okay, so first thing, let's talk about the supplies you need. Most important thing for shampooing locks are bath exfoliating gloves. These are a nylon material that helps scrub and exfoliate the skin when you're taking a shower, and they're really great for helping you get sebum out of the locks. Sebum is a natural material we secrete. It's a wax and oil and water mixture that coats our skin and hair in small amounts. It helps keep our hair strong and conditioned. It helps protect our skin. It helps our skin heal. But after a while, it cakes up and we got to shower it off. That's the stuff you see floating in the bathtub or the shower when you take a bath. That sebum, because it's a wax base, it gets stuck in the locks. So with straight afro hair or anything, sebum tends to move along the strand of hair and coat the whole strand. However, when you have locks, the root is straight, but then the locks start, So the sebum will move smoothly up the straight root, but when it gets to where the lock started to pile up. When you try to wash that out, the lock, if you don't get all the sebum out, it'll kind of have a whitish, grayish color. A lot of you who have locks may have seen it. It may even go further down the lock than up there. That just means they didn't get it out and they left it, and the hair kept growing. It's still there. So I tell people, if you don't scrape that sebum out the locks by using these gloves, that's like washing a waxed car. When you wash a waxed car, it's still waxed. So we're going to have to do some extra work, and I'll show you how to take care of that. So let's get started with the first step. So the first part of the shampoo, I'm going to use baking soda, traditional Arm & Hammer baking soda. I bought one of these shakers, look like seasoning salt shakers, just to make it easier to use. Now this is a 2-pound, 32-ounce container. I will suggest you to keep it at the 16-ounce size. I don't like to fill it up more than halfway. It's heavy. Baking soda is heavy. Don't be getting arthritis in the wrist because you filled this up. And also some apple cider vinegar. Do not get Bragg's with mother. If you get any apple cider vinegar that got mother in it, you're going to see pieces of that food in the locks. Now you got to clean the food out the hair. It's not fun. If you don't want to use apple cider vinegar, you can substitute this with lemon juice. I can use, for hair his length, which is average, I can use 2 fresh lemons, squeeze them. I have to strain the juice so I don't get any food in the hair. And then I add water to that. So I'll just have like a cup of lemon water, and I'll pour that instead of using this. But for the salon, I like this because it's very effective. I can use as much as I need to, and it's more affordable. So we start by rinsing the topsoil off the hair. Make sure the water is a temperature that's comfortable for the customer. We're going to start by rinsing the hair. As you rinse the hair, I have to squeeze the locks to get them saturated. Think of cleaning sponges. If the sponge, you had a soapy sponge and you had to rinse it clean, you couldn't just pour water on it and rub the sponge. You would have to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze to get everything in the sponge out the sponge. So I'm just squeezing, saturate. I pay attention to what I see rinse out. It shouldn't look more than like maybe some dust rinsing out. over here, which is normal. The locks act like an air filter, collecting dust. Okay. Once I got it here rinsed and saturated, I'm going to start with the baking soda sprinkle. I just want to coat the hair with baking soda. When I used to just pour it out of the cup, it would just be too much, coming out too clumpy. I'm not sure if you guys ever worked with baking soda for cleaning. So trying to get this mostly, I like to focus on those roots I told you about, where the straight hair stop and the lock begin. That's what the sebum's at the worst. And so I like to get, taste it in the air. I like to get the baking soda on that part. Okay. Boom. This one's open already. Then I just pour my apple cider vinegar on top of the baking soda. I like to do it in sections. Start with the scalp. I use my fingers to press firmly with the balls of my fingers and scrub. I don't use nails like that. I use the balls of my fingers. I press firmly. The way I'm doing this is the ball of my finger instead of my nail. I like to read little magazines and articles and pictures and videos on how to massage the scalp. So try to massage the scalp like that, but firmly. Now I am what I'm doing right now is taking the lock and massaging it, focusing on this area where the sebum builds up. It's very important. You can lift up a group of locks so they're straight, so it makes it easier to focus on that root. Rubbing down, I don't have to do as much detail focus, but I like to scrub the scalp first, then rub roots, and then rub ends. So after I do this top section, I just need some more. The sebum area and the sweat and all of that has a whitish grayish film. It'll be extra sebum in the areas of the head they sleep on. If they frequently wear their hair in a ponytail, you'll see it there too. Alrighty. I want to scrub the scalp. You wear your hair in a ponytail a lot? Yeah. Cause this looks all white gray to me. I know you guys probably think, no, that's baking soda, but so when you clean a lock, it's like you clean them from the middle to the outside. When you transfer what's on the inside with what's on the outside. So you'll basically putting clean water, cleaning the inside out and pushing all the dirt to the surface. So each shampoo, the first shampoo might make the hair look dirtier because everything that was hidden inside you pushed to the surface. He wear a ponytail a lot and it looks like extra sebum, so I want to make sure I do some extra scrubbing. This won't get everything out, but this helps break up that sebum that gets stuck in the hair. So when I do follow up with a shampoo, pretty smooth. In the winter, the area in the back of the neck can get quite sweaty. All the things we do to stay warm, scarves, lint, things like that. Now, if you have lint in the hair, he doesn't, so I'm not doing that. But if a person has lint, you do everything I'm doing, just add some salt. Some fine salt. The salt does not dissolve in vinegar. So when you put the salt on top of the vinegar mixture and rub the extra fine salt, this will just scrape up and break up the lint that's stuck in the hair. You just need to, you can just sprinkle it right in the hair. Salt and vinegar. And do the same stuff with, and it'll just help break up, and it'll act like an exfoliant. If you can imagine rubbing salt, if you can imagine a salt scrub, rubbing salt on your body, when you bathe, how it scrubs and exfoliates, rubbing that salt on the hair will just aid, help in scrubbing and cleaning the hair, especially if it's fabric built up in the hair like lint. Because if you have lint in the hair, shampooing it just gonna be like washing clothes. The lint's still there, so you're gonna have to do something to kind of break it up and get it out, and that salt helps. Do you still work in the kitchen?
Yeah, a little bit.
Certain jobs can cause the hair to get more dirty. Okay, so I'm not done, but I just want to take a moment to kind of find some sebum. It looks like a whitish gray buildup in the lock. That is the sebum. Even if this was rinsed, so even when it's rinsed, it's still white gray because it's a waxy sebum. This is what you need to get out. This is a lot. So I'm just showing you what sebum looks like. I'm not done with my treatment, but I'm just going to show you how these things help. Baking soda, salt, apple cider vinegar. You sleep on the right side of your head?
Yeah, I sleep on both sides.
Both sides. You will see a lot more sebum on the side of the head where they sleep. gonna rub each lock from root to end. When the last time I did your hair?
Man, be about like 2 months.
2 months.
So,
Okay. You do that. It helps break up all that buildup. So we're gonna rinse the apple cider vinegar and baking soda out. Any salt and baking soda in the hair will just dissolve out. See that dirt water? It's coming out. A lot of that initial, breaks down a lot of that initial soil in the hair. Especially the natural byproduct of life. Now, mineral oil products look like sebum in the hair. All white and gray like that. But it's more excessive. I tell my customers to avoid any products that have mineral oil or petroleum oil. They do not absorb into the hair or the body. They build up and clog. And they take a lot of work to get out the hair. But there's an exception to every rule, right? There are some hair oil treatments, scalp treatments in the industry that do well to treat flaky, dandruff scalps, and they are mineral oil based. If the person doesn't have anything else and it works, if you ever live with a flaky, scaly scalp, if you have a mineral oil based product that stops it, by all means stop it. We just gonna have to put in that extra elbow grease and get you clean when you come back. So, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. I do have a hair oil I'm testing that doesn't build up, that lasts, that does well for those special needs scalps. I have one, but for those serious prescription medicine needs. Okay. Initial rinse done. Oh, I need my bar. This is a black soap bar. Raw African black soap. That's my favorite to use. A charcoal soap for the hair. Rub it on my gloves and then rub it on the scalp and the roots. That is because if anyone's ever used raw African black soap, they know that this is made of burnt materials, and sometimes those burnt materials aren't burnt down all the way, and they can be charred pieces of sticks and bark plants that didn't burn down all the way. And if you rub it on your skin, you can scratch your skin. Using the balls of my finger to scrub the scalp up and down along the back hairline and the neck. And then I start at the top, the root. I'm massaging down. I'm focusing on that top I told you about, where the sebum piles up the most. That's the hardest part to clean. Needs the most attention. Go on lock by lock along the back. Back. Now, the ends of that, I'm not really so now usually I make my black soap into a liquid. I just didn't. to make black soap into liquid black soap, make it easier to use, you just, whatever the weight of the soap, match the weight and ounces of water and dissolve them together. Simple. I'm using the balls of my finger, scrubbing all the scalp clean first. Then focus on the roots, like scalp, root, and ends. 3 zones. I'll show you on that side. So when you're rubbing the hair clean, over time you'll develop a feel for a lock with sebum in it compared to a lock with no sebum in it. Sebum feels like conditioner. That's why I think it doesn't get washed out. People don't know it's supposed to be because it feels so soft and conditioned in the hair, like it's supposed to be there. Side note, don't use conditioners on locks. Afros and everything else you can. But conditioners have ingredients that detangle and delock the hair, and we don't want to tangle and delock the hair. Rinsing, you have to squeeze to rinse because the soap inside won't transfer with the water on the outside without being squeezed. Squeezing on down to the end. Alright, so after you get done shampooing, you do that the shampoo twice after you do the apple cider vinegar, if necessary. Some people need more than twice, some people need less than twice. I suggest twice as a standard. Wring out the excess water. You want to take the towel kind of like an African wrap You want to put it under their head flat, like you're wrapping them. And then take the other end and just wrap so. It's like you're creating a tube in the back. And just roll it up. And boom. If the hair is long, because some guys are really long, I take another one and wrap it around the bottom of the locks to catch the excess. So you can see here, hold on. After this is just to escort them to the chair, but I'm gonna just do it here. So, but to dry the locks, it's important that you that you rub the scalp. So you take handfuls of hair and just squeeze, going from the root to the end with the towel in your hand. That gets out the excess drip. Now this type of towel dry takes out the drip, dries the hair enough right immediately after shampoo that it doesn't drip water. So your customer or family member can comfortably move around the house without dealing with drips all over the place. You can feel the towel absorbing it when it's squeezed. If you don't squeeze it with the towel, you're not gonna get hardly no water out. Because it's like a transfer from the hair to the towel. And if it wasn't a towel to transfer it, it would not come out the lock. So that's how you get the dripless towel dry. So now your customer can just drape. There's no, oh, there's some drip. There's some drip. I missed a couple spots, not sure where. But that's the gist. Ain't no running faucet. Okay, we're about to go upstairs and do his hair. That's how you clean locks properly.